Good morning, all. Hopefully, everybody's having a great and exceptional day. It's another beautiful day to be alive. It's another beautiful day to go all out of our way to thrive. Just got back from doing a couple of breakfast rounds and whatnot. I didn't realize how many private businesses actually order people from their job actually ordering Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts coffee and breakfast in the morning and whatnot. I figured, I'm not complaining because, that's just a way for me to make money doing Grubhub, but I didn't realize during the week how many people actually do that. So very interesting, just a nice way to make some money moves, a nice way to get some more tax write-offs with the mileage and the maintenance and things of that nature and the gas and things of that nature. So it's a beautiful thing. Once again, having multiple streams of income. Because a lot of times people, as a Capricorn, a lot of times people say like, they deem that we're all jerks, and deep down inside we basically are. But I'm just kidding. But at the end of the day, we love hard, we play hard, we work hard. That's what we do. And when we show love, and it's usually not the romantic way, but it's going to be in another way. Doing things for you that we don't really do for anybody else because we really just don't like people like that. But I didn't come on here to talk about Capricorns, things of that nature. Basically, the rant, today's rant is basically, when it's time to change. And basically, when it's time to change. I was going to do this on Instagram, but my Instagram's been acting a fool lately, so I'm just doing it here. But it's time to change when certain things just don't excite you anymore. It's time to change when you feel like you're being more productive by leaving certain things and people alone. It's time to change when you see when you interact with new people and they're engaging in the kind of discussions and implementing certain things in life that you've always been about. But because the thing is, it's like, I always say this, is like, if I have to inspire you to want to do certain things in life, then we're really not going to get along that well, because the clique of people I want to be around, I shouldn't have to inspire you. You should, or I won't say inspire, because inspiration is a beautiful thing. So to be able to inspire somebody to do something great and positive with their life is a good thing. What I mean is, if I have to convince, let's go with convince, yes. If I have to convince you to be into investing your money in asset vehicles, I really don't want to have too much of a conversation with you, because that's just, in this day and age, it's perfectly clear that having multiple streams of income and having other areas to pull money out of outside of a bank account and a credit card is a must. It's not even it used to be just looked at as financial literacy and something more powerful to look upon. But now it's just basically, I look at it as it's a must. It must happen, because if you don't engage in that kind of behavior, then you could put yourself in a position to where you could end up homeless. If you lose a job, say if you get hurt on the job, say if your business is lacking revenue because of lack of customers. I feel like my online store has gotten more customers because I've had more time with the shutdown. I've had more time to market my business and whatnot, because even a lot of people that are on my social media is like, oh, you have an online business? I was like, yeah. And I guess I wasn't promoting it enough, because I engage with these people on a regular basis. And it's just like, so shout out to the people, once again, I always say shout out to the people that have shopped at my online store. Shout out to the people that like my stuff when they see it, even if they don't watch it. Shout out to the people that watch my stuff and comment on my stuff, because, liking, commenting, and subscribing and following and sharing is great for the algorithm. So that's why I always laugh when people call themselves my friend, but I know they see my content, but they never like it when they see it. It just pisses me off at this point. But once again, I shouldn't have to convince somebody that I know to like my freaking content when they see it. It's a simple thing. You got to listen to it. Just like it for the algorithm. If I have to convince you to do something like that for me, you're not my real friend. Let's just call it what it is. Because you see me grinding on these social media streets as Information Man. Shout out to him. You see me grinding on these social media streets on a regular basis. So if you see my content, of all the crap that I post, my videos should be the number one thing you like, period. If you call yourself my friend, that's another story for another day. But I digress. Anyways, it's a beautiful day, and it's like I said, it's time to change and to give up. So, excuse me. Of course, I got to sneeze now when I'm live. and give up certain things when, it's like I don't have to get up early like I've been doing all week, but I feel better about getting up early like I've been doing all week because I feel like I'm more productive and getting more things done. It's almost 9 o'clock. And, when the situation first happened, I was sleeping in. But because I was sleeping in, I had less time to get things done because specifically, I like to get to the gym at a certain time. And today I'm actually going to go earlier, but I like to get to the gym at a certain time because I like to, get there when most people are at work and kids are still in school. So therefore it's much more quieter. I got there to the gym yesterday when it was quiet, left the gym, yesterday when it was starting to get busy. So it was a beautiful thing, because I'm not there. This one of the shirts I sell, just like the shirt that I have on right now, Real Men Discuss Business, Little Boys Gossip. Yeah. Yeah. And then the hats I sell, Make Money Moves. Well, shout out to the young guy that I was having an economic conversation with at the gym yesterday, and he literally in front of me, this young guy in front of me. So shout out to Marvin, in front of me said, "I like that shirt you got," because I was wearing my Make Money Move shirt because I knew I was going to sweat a lot, so I wore 2 shirts at the gym yesterday. But anyways, he's like, "Make Money Moves." He said, "What's the back of it saying?" I said, "So live broke like a fool." He's like, "Man, I like that. I like that ish." I won't cuss on here. He's like, "I like that ish." He's like, and I think he's like 24 years old. He's like, "You ever heard of EY University?" I said, "Yeah, man." I said, "I just went to InvestFest 2 months ago." He said, "I was at InvestFest too last year. I couldn't go this year because I had to work." I said, "Oh man, we probably walked by each other, didn't even know." He said, "I'm gonna buy it." He said, "Where'd you get that shirt?" I said, "I sell these shirts." He's like, "I'm gonna buy it from you, man. What's your website?" I said, showed it to him, boom. And I was like, "Well, I can text it to you." He said, "Look me up on Instagram." Sent it to him on Instagram. He literally made the order, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna fulfill this order. All right, and you should get it within a week or so." He's like, "He's at bet," and that was a conversation. And so I made money by just wearing my brand and just being at the gym, not even trying to. I was just in the mood to wear that shirt, not even trying to sell something, but I made income by just doing that. Moral of the story is always represent your brand no matter where you stand. And also the moral of the story is I got another EY University brother to connect with, and we can talk about different things. It's like investing in business credit and things of that nature. Found out this young guy, he works as a garbage man. He was in school. He was going to one of the local community colleges, which is known as Nova, in the DMV area, Northern Virginia specifically. And he was like, it wasn't for him. He started working on a garbage truck, and then he said he started. He had a lot of family members that moved from here to North Carolina and South Carolina, and they would pay him to move. So he said, and one time he asked one of his Hispanic buddies, and this because I'm bringing this up because culturally this is a beautiful thing about people from other communities. He was like, "Hey man," because one of his buddies that he went to high school with, he said, "Hey man, could you help me and my family move?" And he's like, "You know how much money me and my uncle make doing junk removal on the side?" He said, "Plus, what is it?" He said they have a junk removal business, a cleaning business, and they want to launch a landscaping business, but they think they're just going to stick with the cleaning and the junk removal business. And he was like, "How much money does he make?" And he told him, and he's just like, "Man, I got to sign up for that." Yeah, I think this thing's about to die. But anyways, he was just like, "Yeah, I got to sign up for that." He's just like, "How do you get started in the business?" So his friend's been mentoring him. And he was just like, "Yeah, the problem is I just don't have the money." And I said, "Well, how's your credit looking?" He said, "It's pretty good." He's like, "The only thing I have," he said, "I'm still living with my parents." But he said, "The only thing I have is a car payment." And he said he had a small student loan payment, but he was able, because he only did 1 semester. So he's been able to pay that off. It's not just down, but he paid it off because the amount of money he borrowed, he only took 2 classes so it was like at a community college, I think the student loan amount was like $6,000. So within 2 years, he was by working 2 jobs because he was working as a garbage man and then working as a security officer someplace, I believe. He was able to pay that bill off within 2 years. So moral of the story is his credit is good. So I was just like, well, if you want to get a business, I said, "You've been watching EY University. Do you have any customers?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "But I'm just small time right now. People look me up on Instagram and TikTok and things of that nature." I said, "Okay, well," I said, if you ever start really making money like that, you should think about getting an LLC or maybe an S corp or something to that effect. You know what I mean? And then that way you can get business credit." And he's just like, "Yeah, I've been thinking about business credit, but I'm kind of scared about it." So we just having a conversation about it. So we're going to link up this weekend and get more engaged. in regards to how you can get access to capital. Now, main reason why I'm telling this story is only for one specific reason. And the main reason is just because that interaction, and I cannot stand talking when I'm at the gym. I like to work out and be done with it. I might take a picture, do a video every now and then, but I'm a get in, get out situation like In-N-Out Burger. Like it's like a fast food joint. I need to get what I need to get, and I need to get the heck out while I need to get out. Keep it simple. But that kind of engagement and whatnot, and interaction, that's the kind of thing I strive for. So, while the two gentlemen that was next to us was talking about the next football game coming up. Shout out to the football fans. Not a fan of football, but shout out to the fans. Moral of the story is, when it's time to change, when you only really light up like a Christmas tree, when you meet a specific kind of people with a mindset of, I don't have to convince you to think a certain way. No, this is how you think, and you want it like me. You want to advance and get better all at the same time. And that goes to what the shirt talks about. Real men discuss business. Little boys gossip. Just like I have a shirt that I sell that says, real women discuss business. Little girls gossip. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, at the end of the day, before I even end this video, because I'm not going to do this that long, because I got other things to do. But one thing I could say by listening to the Blackout from EY University, shout out to Rashad and Ian, is that they said they made these statements that I believe are very true. They was just like, they said that, the main thing that people need to comprehend is that no matter how much money you make, you still have to work. They were naming the amount of millionaires and billionaires, and I'm not going to name any names, but remember that people that have way more money than most working people are still working till the day that they die. This idea of retirement has changed in the United States of America. To me, the idea of retirement is you can't work anymore. Period. Meaning you are sitting still, you're not capable to mentally and physically do anything. That's retirement. Why do I say that? Because once again, you see people that are in their 60s and 70s who have millions of dollars in money, in cash, and assets, and they still get up and work every day with purpose. I believe a lot of certain reasons why certain people pass away, unfortunately, because like I said, I'm not making light of this, it's because they pass away, unfortunately, because they don't have a purpose. They don't have a purpose when they wake up in the morning. They don't have anything to do outside of maybe watch the news, scroll social media, and go for a walk. Is there anything wrong with the things that I just said? Absolutely not. But I think all of us should have some sort of working purpose when we get up every day, and it should be outside of the basic stuff, because that's when we get boring. That's, in a sense, how we can deteriorate, things of that nature. A lot of times people just end up doing a lot of volunteer work at churches and other organizations, community centers, things of that nature. So there is purpose, and a lot of everyday working people, they turn their purpose into profit at the same time, but they enjoy what they do. That's really what retirement is to me. It's not an age. It's the amount of money that you can make while enjoying what you do. That's what true retirement is to me. But I leave it at that. Definitely got to charge this thing. But yeah, that's what, matter of fact, I'm going to do that now while I'm on my mom. But that's truly, give me 1 second. That's truly what retirement means to me, is to be able to live a certain lifestyle mostly on your terms, or just basically on your terms. That's what true retirement is to this guy. Okay. That's what true happiness is to this guy, is to be able to live life more on your terms, not on somebody else's terms. And once again, we're seeing that more and more every day. You can love or hate certain rich people, but they still gonna make moves worldwide, regardless of the situation. And we're at the point now where it's just like, hey, that's cut out the distractions. And I noticed that as well. It's like the more sleep I actually get, the more rested I feel, the more I work on things that matter to me, the more productive I am, and the less distractions I have, including social media, because a lot of times social media can be a very heavy distraction. So I leave it at that. But that's it. That's my morning rant. You know, when it's time to change based off of certain circumstances and things that happen in life, and based off of certain things that you just start thinking differently, and how you don't react to certain people and certain mindsets like you used to anymore, because it's just not worth it. You know, and I'll leave it at that. So we'll see what happens and go from there. But we're gonna get through it, this thing called life. And shout out to the people, because I don't need to mention any names, but shout out to the people that inspire me. I let them know, so that's why I don't need to mention any names, you know. But shout out to the people that inspire me, you know. One in particular lives down south. But shout out to the people that inspire me, because it takes a lot for a person that I know. And there's plenty of strangers and celebrities I see online that inspire me, but it takes a lot for somebody that I know to inspire me, to make me want to do better, and to make me want to advance in life. Because that kind of energy, I always say, ladies, that kind of energy is one of the sexiest things. A female who's got hustle to them, a female that's about her business, that's some sexy stuff right there. A female who's got her stuff together. Okay. The main reason why, because I don't know any reasonable man that has the stuff together who wants another bill in his life. That's just my mindset. They want more assets, but they darn sure don't want any more bills. Same thing with a woman. A woman who's about her business shouldn't want to be with a man who turns into a bill just because she wants to be in a relationship. So anyways, don't forget to check out the online store. Don't forget to, if you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out Webull Stash, Crypto.com, Coinbase, all those platforms. You'll be able to make some money moves. You'll get money in return once you sign up. I'll get a little commission as well. If you want to contribute to the channel, links will be in the description. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all that good stuff. Larry's Anything Goes, LLC. But like I said, the links will be in the description. It's greatly appreciated. But as I always say, do the great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out my social media platforms on YouTube, Larry's Anything Goes, LLC, Patterson Properties, LLC. Go from there. So anyways, make money moves so you get a little like a fool. It's in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.